ladies and gentlemen, to the top of the second hour of FireYourMDNow.com. That's right, 2 hours of Dr. Glidden every day now, so use this time wisely. Get your friends, your family members, your church members here. Get your people here to this radio show. We are building an army. We are building a nation of the healthy. And this is Wonderful Weight Loss Week, and what we talk about here is results. There's nothing theoretical here. There's no nonsense here. This is science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition that produces results delivered by licensed naturopathic physicians, and we're giving this information away for free. Oh, it can't possibly be correct, Dr. Glidden. It can't possibly be the real deal. Well, guess what? Don't believe me. Actually, you should believe me because I'm not a liar. You should believe me. But to back my story up, because, hey, this is radio, right? And you can't see my face. You don't know if I'm pulling a fast one on you. We talk to real people who generate real results. And it is my pleasure right now to bring on a superstar of the longevity family. His name is Steve Schultz. He's the Vice President of Training, and he is going to give us a testimonial that's going to rock your world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Steve Schultz. Thanks for coming, Steve. All right, now, Steve, how long have you been with longevity, Steve?
I tell you what, buddy, I love your studio audience, man. That's a great touch. Hey, listen, buddy, I've been with longevity now for about a year and a half. About a year and a half now. Been in the networking industry for about 22 years, but with longevity for about a year and a half.
Now, what was your experience of your body weight before and after longevity?
Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, I cringe when I tell this story because I get so mad at myself and I get mad at my friends and I get mad at my family members, and it's like, why didn't you tell me this? Why didn't you hit me over the head with a brick or something? But, yeah, buddy, when I joined longevity, I was, I'll give everybody an idea here. I'm 5'8", and I weighed 232. So if I was an inch smaller, inch shorter, I'd be perfectly round, is what I'm trying to say. But, yeah, I was at 232 when I was first introduced to longevity and the great products that they have to offer. And I am talking to you today. My height is still 5'8", buddy, and I'm at a mean, lean 179. 179. And I've never felt any better than I do right now.
Wow, that's really great. I mean, that's fantastic. Now, how long did it take you to lose the weight?
Well, here's what I did. I got on the Slender FX weight management system, okay? And it's, their meal replacement shakes and, just the greatest nutrition that you can possibly find. And I lost 17 pounds in 3 months. And I'm thinking, okay, this is pretty good, slow and steady, wins the race. I'm feeling good, things are headed in the right direction. And then we came across a product called ASAP, as slim as possible. And this thing was just absolutely setting the longevity world on fire. And I said, hey, if I'm going to be up in front of the room, I'm going to be talking to people about these products. I need to know exactly how these things work. So I said, all right, I'm going to give ASAP a try. And I proceeded to lose 35 pounds in the next 43 days. 35 pounds in the next 43 days for a grand total of 52. And I've lost a pound since then. So, yeah, that's what's happening, buddy. So, you're talking 3 months and then another 43 days. So, 4.5 months into it, that's the weight loss that I experienced.
And what about yo-yoing back and forth? What about putting on the weight that you lost and then having to do the whole thing over again? What's that been like?
Yeah, and I'm just trying to get the time frame here. And since I basically went on the maintenance program, and when I say maintenance, Dr. Glidden, I mean I have learned to make healthy choices in my life. Okay, so my maintenance program is now my way of life. You cut back on the sugars, you cut back on the carbs, make sure you're getting all the nutrition that you need every single day. That I've been on that new program, the new Steve diet, I want to call it, for about 5 months now. And in that 5-month period, I've lost an additional pound. So I haven't yo-yoed one bit, haven't come up at all. I've actually lost 1 more pound. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, all right. Now, listen, in addition to, remarkable weight loss that you'd never had. Now, let's one more thing I'd like to talk about. Before you came on board with longevity, you didn't really consider yourself overweight, did you?
No, I never did. I never, ever did. And, I look back at pictures, and I truly when I would look in the mirror, I did not see what I see today. I felt like I carried my weight well. I was very athletic. I was just eating the wrong food, and the exercise was making up for it. But when I look back at it now, Dr. Glidden, I was definitely in the obese category.
Well, this is the thing, right? The body gets used to what it's used to, and you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you're missing, and we all kind of settle down here into getting comfortable with medical mediocrity. And, you look around, all your neighbors are the same, everybody in your church is the same, everybody at the mall on Sunday, everybody at the movie theater, everybody's at least 50 pounds overweight. So you don't really feel like you're that much different from anybody else until someone pulls the wool back from your eyes and shows you a healthy dose of reality. You try it on for size, and then son of a gun, everything is different after the fact. So listen, now, real honest and real straight, in addition to losing 50-plus pounds, what else has happened? What happened to your energy, your mood? I mean, what else have you experienced as a positive or a negative since you've been on this program?
Everything has completely changed as far as what you just said, as far as my energy level, as far as the way I perceive myself, my confidence level, my posture, and what I mean by that is how I interact with people. All of that has completely changed. I mean, I thought I was a pretty confident guy before all of this happened. I don't want to say I'm an arrogant guy, but I'll tell you what, my confidence level has risen to heights that I've never seen before. And I have no trouble getting in front of groups of people and speaking and walking the talk, talking about health and wellness, and now I'm actually playing that role. But yeah, I've never had more energy. I say that, but I think back to my high school sporting days. I probably had a lot of energy back then, but it was a slippery slope. But being 48 years old, to have the energy that I have right now, I would consider myself, the energy level probably in my late teens or my early 20s.
Now, there's approximately 350 million, probably more people in the United States. 33% are obese, and by obese, when you're obese, you're at least 75 pounds overweight. Obesity is calculated based upon your basal metabolic index, and it's a percentage of your body fat to your height. But, in layman's terms, it's more than 75 pounds overweight. 33% of 350 million, that's right around 100 million. There are 100 million people suffering needlessly in this country from obesity, and probably another 50 or so million who are 10, 20, 30 pounds overweight, and they just can't lose that beer gut. They just can't get on the other side of it. They'll go to Jenny Craig, they'll go to Weight Watchers, they'll do the Atkins, they'll lose 30 pounds, they'll gain back 40. They'll lose 50 pounds, they'll gain back 60. It's a gigantic yo-yo. It's a gigantic mess. We're going to hell in a handbasket. In our childhood population, obesity has increased by 30% in the last 20 years. It's a rising tide of healthcare crisis, and longevity has the answer to this. So I'd like, for just the last 4 minutes that we have here, speak about the business opportunity here as it relates to health recovery, specifically weight loss, and tell people what you've seen with your own eyes from lecturing in front of different longevity groups for the last 6 months, and talk about what people are doing in order to increase their wealth.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, buddy, this is something that is just an absolute amazing platform that we have, because when you start to live the benefits of the longevity products, not only the health and wellness, but also the weight loss, you're going to tell people about it. I mean, I don't care if you've ever read a good book, saw a good movie, ate at a good restaurant. You go tell people. That's human nature. Well, the exact same thing is happening with our products that we have to offer. When you start living the results of what these programs have to offer, you're going to tell people. Now, the difference is that when you decide to join longevity and you tell people about the nutritional benefits that you are participating in, or the weight loss, or whatever story you've created, you're going to get paid, okay? Because people are going to look at you and say, can I do that? Can I get involved in that? Oh, my gosh, you lost 52 pounds in 4 months? Tell me how to do that. just like people will go to a movie, just like people will read a good book, just like people will, go to a restaurant because you made the recommendation. People will act on the recommendation of a friend 1,000,000 times faster than a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign. And that's what longevity is all about. It's all word of mouth. But guys, when you go out there and you share this program that we have to offer with the people that you care about the most, you're going to get paid a ridiculous amount of money for something that you would do for free. Dr. Glidden, I was putting together a new training class session that I'm going to do in Kansas City this weekend, and it's all based on three. It's all based on three. If you go out there and you simply share, what these programs have done for you with 3 people, just 3, okay? And I'm not talking every month. I'm talking about just 3 in your lifetime. And those people did the same, who did the same, who did the same, who did the same, who did the same, just 8 levels deep. This number is going to boggle your mind, you guys, but you would be earning almost $40,000 a month in residual income for simply sharing something very, very positive that happened in your life. And guys, I'll be honest with you. You take a look at the top income earners that we have here at Longevity, that is a drop in the bucket compared to what some of these people are making that have been doing it for years and years and years and years. We get to hang around self-motivated, positive people that want to make a change in their life. And when you go out there and you share what Longevity, the 90 for Life program, the Healthy Body Challenge, we're telling everybody, take this Healthy Body Challenge. You're going to get paid. And it's an awful lot of fun to hang out with people like that, Dr. Glidden.
Well, I tell you what, and, the numbers are real, ladies and gentlemen. This is not some pie-in-the-sky overnight sensation, get-rich-quick scheme. It's not that. What it is a tried-and-true, sound, specific business model that's so easy to do. You're going to, after you do this for 1 month, you're going to be kicking yourself, thinking, why didn't I do this 10 years ago? Why didn't I do this a year ago? Why didn't I start sooner? Ladies and gentlemen, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. If you're interested in increasing your health and if you need to increase your wealth, then you have come to exactly the right place. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. There he goes. Steve Schultz, thanks so much, buddy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here with another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. Please visit the website, fireyourmdnow.com. Point and click to your heart's content. And if you're listening to the podcast and would like to speak with a live, living, breathing human being about the health opportunity or the business opportunity offered by us, that number, 855-347-3696, 855-347-3696. And to talk to me live on the program today, it's 866-582-9933. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, for whom does the bell toll? It tolls for thee, and it tolls for me. And let us not go softly into the night. Let us not get hoodwinked by, nonsense medical advice. Here's a study that was released in March 21st in 2011. This was a Belgium study. Guess what? Long-term results for lap band weight loss surgery are relatively poor. Nearly half of the 82 patients followed for 12 years or longer required removal of the bands. 50% of the patients that had the lap band procedure needed to have the lap bands removed, and 40% had major complications. And the average weight loss was below what experts consider good results. And now here's what kicks me about this particular study. So that's what the study said, right? 50% of the people, and they were followed for 12 years, 50% of the people who had this procedure done had major complications from it and needed the lap bands removed. So, the manufacturers of the lap bands say that the device itself and the expertise of the surgeons who are putting it in place have improved greatly since the patients in the study had their bands placed in 1994. So, what they're saying is, we really shouldn't have done it in 1994. We were just playing around. We were just testing the waters. We're much better at it now, though. So really, you should trust us now. Well, why didn't you tell us that 14 years ago when you did it? in the first place? Why didn't you tell us that? It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Like the fella said, there's lies, there's damn lies, and there's statistics, right? You can make anything statistically go your way, and you can criticize any statistical study, but numbers don't lie. Ultimately, numbers don't lie. The problem that we have with medical research, and this was not the problem in this study, this was done by an independent group. Most of the medical research that's done now is paid for and coordinated by the pharmaceutical companies themselves. So they'll test a lap band, for instance, on 200 patients. They'll test a lap band on 200 patients. They'll do 200 different research studies about the effectiveness of the lap band or the effectiveness of the drug. And the research programs that they initiate that come back with negative results, they don't publish. And the research that they fund that comes back with a positive result, they publish. And so the only thing that medical doctors in the field read are the positive results. They don't even see the negative results. And this happens all of the time. We're going to do an expose on this coming up in February on the futility of most medical research, and I'm going to give you numbers and statistics that will blow your mind. That's coming up in February of this year, 2013. Listen, all facts and figures aside, all theoretical research, all pragmatic research aside, the only thing that matters is results. Results. How do you feel during the program? What happens during the program? How do you feel after the program? And what happens to you after the program? When you stick with longevity, when you hang out with us in this arena, in this room of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, you're going to hear testimonials from real people with real results that'll make you cry. And this isn't flash-in-the-pan stuff. Lose 20 pounds now and gain 40 pounds 3 months from now. Like Steve Schultz, you lose it, it stays off, you feel great. And you can't believe that you were carrying that much extra tonnage around for as long as you were because you got used to it. I said it before, I'll say it again. MDs are Machiavellian ministers of medical mediocrity. They are Machiavellian ministers of medical mediocrity. The best thing that you can possibly do for your health is to fire your MD now. Sign up, become a longevity distributor, cancel your comprehensive medical insurance, buy catastrophic health insurance instead, and let us lead you into the light of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. As God is my witness, you don't know what you're missing. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fire Your MD Now, one of the wonders of the technical age here. This is an internet radio station. There's a couple of radio stations in Texas that are broadcasting us through the traditional methods, through radio towers, right? But most people that listen to the Genesis Communication Network listen to it via the Internet. And one of the great things about the Internet is that it affords us an international listener base. And to prove my point, we have Suzanne calling us right now from South Korea with a follow-up. Suzanne, thank you so much for calling. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, you're welcome. First of all, what time is it in South Korea?
7:30 a.m.
7:30 a.m. What? For goodness sakes, what time do you get up in the morning?
Well, I set my alarm so I could call in.
Now, what do you do? We've got a long time to talk here, so don't worry. What do you do for a living in South Korea, Suzanne?
I'm an English teacher at a university here.
Yeah, and how long have you been doing that, and how do you like it?
I love it. I've been here almost 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very long time. How do you say fire your MD now in Korean?
My Korean is still pretty rusty.
Yeah, that's okay. You'll have to dial that in for the next time you call. That's okay. So listen, thanks for the call. How can I help?
Well, so I've been on the longevity product a little over a year. So I'm 39 years old. When I was 32, I was diagnosed with severe osteoporosis, and I had a follow-up DEXA scan about 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, plus a blood test, plus a hair analysis. So all this data is fresh. And, well, so I had a DEXA scan a year ago, and there had not been any improvement. But now I've been on the longevity over a year, but there still has been no improvement, and it got worse, a little worse. All my bone results are, like, are you familiar with T-scores? I'm sure you are.
Yes, I am.
So negative 2.5 means you have osteoporosis.
All right. So do you have the original DEXA scan report and the latest DEXA scan report?
I do. Yep, in my drawer somewhere.
All right. Well, look. Let me just give you a heads up on that. First of all, were both of these scans done on the same machine?
No, because the first one was done in the United States and the second one was done here.
All right. So that's...
The last two were done on the same machine.
The last two. So the last two that you've had in the last year, and they were 12 months apart, were done on the same machine?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Now, there is a 15% error ratio in any DEXA scan. It's 15%. So you want to take the initial number that you had a year ago, and then you want to multiply it by 0.15.
Okay.
You know, and then add that number to it and subtract that number from the original score, and that will give you the range, the error ratio of the original readings, right? So now, if the second test that you just had done is inside of that error range, right, then your bone density hasn't changed. I mean, it hasn't changed. And it was probably a very small change, right?
Well, so my hips went from negative 3.7 to negative 3.9.
Yeah,
that's a little concerning.
Yeah, that's well, but that's well inside the 15% error ratio.
Yeah.
See my...
Okay, and on my blood test, the doctor was concerned about this. I don't know what it means specifically. My bone-specific ALP, I looked up ALP, it means alkaline phosphatase. It went from, well, so normal range is 11 to 42.7. Mine went from 45 to 48. And he said that means my bone is being resorbed at a faster rate than it's being formed, which is the reason my bone density went down. And he wanted to give me a bisphosphonate, and I said, no, those are no good. I don't want one of those. They kill the osteoclast, so they keep you from breaking down old bone, but that's not going to help me build new bone. And so he said, well, then I can't help you. And I said, I know you can't.
Yeah, why were you even there in the first place? All right, so alkaline phosphatase is related to a number of things. You know, one of it's loosely related to bone resorption, and that's kind of a long shot, especially when, you know, it's just a little bit outside of the reference range, quite frankly. You know, if it was like 60 or 70, then I would be concerned about it. But this is more likely the elevated alkaline phosphatase was related to a liver problem or something going on in your liver rather than something going on in your bone. I don't think there's been any change in the bone, quite frankly, because generally speaking, when the osteoporosis game is afoot, the numbers change dramatically every 12 months. I mean, it's a dramatic change. It goes from like 3.7 to 4.8 to 5.2. I mean, it's a big change. And just a little bit of change. Remember, 15% error ratio, right? Plus or minus 15% either way, because the testing is not perfect. It's just not. So what I'm going to consider here, I'm going to ask you a question in a minute, but what I would consider is that the osteoporosis movement of your body has come to a resting place, and that you're not continuing to get more osteoporotic. You're not getting any better. Now, that's a problem, and we need to talk about that, but you're not getting any worse. And generally speaking, what happens with people who are osteoporotic And the problem, right, is that it gets worse and it gets worse and it gets worse, and then the wind blows the wrong way and your arm snaps it too, right? Yeah, that's the problem. Okay. So, all right. So what's your body weight? What's your current body weight?
90 pounds.
90. All right. And how tall are you?
5'1".
5'1". And is 90 pounds a good weight for you?
Well, I recently put on 10 pounds, so I'm happy now.
All right. So you used to be 80 pounds. So why do you weigh so much? Do you just eat like a bird? I mean, is this what it's always been like for you, or what's going on with your weight?
Yeah, well, I think that's the reason I got osteoporosis to begin with. For my 15 years, I think I was pretty anorexic, but now I eat normal. I eat till I'm full, and I take whey protein, and I take gazillions of supplements. And so for 15 years, I've been eating much healthier.
Okay, good. And you actually gained 10 pounds in the last, 1 year, 2 years?
3 months.
Wow, the last 3 months you've gained 10 pounds. To what do you attribute that?
I've been exercising less, and I've been, I know you don't condone this, but I've been putting coconut oil on my salad.
Well, sometimes, you need to pay the devil a little bit of his due depending on what your situation is. So, more fat calories for you would be a very good idea. So, all right. So here's the recommendation in order to support and promote healthy bones in someone who's right around 100 pounds if we're trying to make headway in a definitive MD diagnosis of osteoporosis. So it would be 2 scoops of Beyond Tangy Tangerine a day. It would be 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus twice a day. 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus twice a day.
Twice a day.
Yeah. You want to increase the calcium because the 1 ounce of calcium a day is the maintenance dose. That's for, somebody who's healthy, who doesn't have osteoporosis, doesn't have a bone or a joint issue. That's a maintenance dose. The therapeutic dose, which you need, is more. So we have to give your body more calcium, more glucogel, more bone minerals, more minerals than we would just to, maintain health. Now, a year from now, once the bone density has increased and come back to where we want it to, then you can knock it back to a maintenance dose. But in order to get on the other side of the osteoporotic thing, the recommendation to support and promote the health of your bones is 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus or the Cal-Toddy, whichever one floats your boat, twice a day. Essential fatty acids would be 3 a day. You'd only need 3 of those a day. Selenium, I would recommend you take 6 a day. 6 of the selenium. 2, 3 times a day, or 3, 2 times a day. That's 2 bottles of selenium a month. So you're going to need 1 healthy start pack, 1 extra bottle of calcium a month, either the OsteoFX Plus or the Cal-Toddy, 2 bottles of selenium a month, and you're going to need 100 glucogel a day, 100 glucogel a month. Now, let me back up. You're going to need 10 glucogel a day. 10 times 30 days in a month is 300 glucogel. So, we get it in so get 1 bottle of the 240 count glucogel and 1 bottle of the 120 count glucogel. That'll give you 360 capsules a month. So you can do 30, 360. So do, I'm getting lost in my math here. So 300. So do 12 a day. Do 12 a day of the glucogel capsules, okay? Either 6 and 6 or 4, 4 and 4. So I want you to do 12 glucogel a day. I want you to do 6 selenium a day. I want you to do 2 ounces of the white liquid calcium a day and 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Now, to top this all off, what might be extra special beneficial for you would be 1 bottle of the Ultimate Minerals, which is the liquid minerals in a freeze-dried fashion. Now, there's minerals in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and there's minerals, of course, in white liquid calcium, but because we're trying to gain steam, gain headway with a bone density issue, it would not hurt for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months to take extra minerals. And
I've been taking the plant-derived minerals for about 3 months now.
Yeah, and you're starting to gain weight, right?
Yeah.
Well, so it could be unrelated to the coconut oil, and it could be related to the plant-derived minerals. Now, perhaps, all things being equal, perhaps a more economical solution for you would be to get the plant-derived minerals in the freeze-dried form, because it doesn't cost as much to ship it, right? Yeah, and that's called Ultimate Minerals. One bottle of the Ultimate Minerals will last you 2 months. So that's how you calculate it. So one bottle of the Ultimate Minerals in capsules is equal to 2 bottles of the liquid minerals. So one bottle of that would last you 2 months. It would cost significantly less to ship that all the way to South Korea. So that might be a more viable option. Up until now, how many glucogel and how much calcium had you been taking?
I had been taking just 1 ounce of the OsteoFX, and I've been taking 9 glucogel a day.
Yeah, okay,
I've been doing that
all right.
Well, I started the glucogel 5 months ago. Sorry.
Now, how much protein do you eat in your daily diet?
Well, I only eat 1 egg a day. I eat meat like twice a month. But I take whey protein from grass-fed cows, unheated, from One World Whey every morning.
Well, One World Whey is an excellent product. Yeah, so I was going the other way than what you were thinking. One of the contributing factors to osteoporosis is a diet that's too high in protein. So I'm glad that your protein's on the downside. Can you stick around and talk to me for a little bit into the next segment?
Yes, sure.
All right, Suzanne, stick around. Ladies and gentlemen, we're international today. South Korea's on the line. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the final segment today. We have about 5 minutes to talk to Suzanne from South Korea. We are international. Don't you love it? By the way, folks, had a webinar last night, and you can gain access to my webinars by purchasing a subscription to my online health recovery information. That's available at fireyourmdnow.com. We had people from Australia, people from Hawaii, people from Canada, people from Trinidad, people from all over the United States, Alaska. It was great. We had a lot of fun. There was a lot of energy in the room tonight. And if you're not subscribing to my online health recovery stuff, you really don't know what you're missing. It's an excellent way to tap into the community, a community of like-minded souls all around the world, just like Suzanne, who got up early so she could call us on the radio show today. Now, Suzanne, I have a question for you. How much rice do you eat in a given day?
I don't eat rice. I only eat black rice if I eat it.
Okay, so I want you to do a Google search for foods that contain phytates, and let me spell that for you. P-H-Y, T like Thomas, A, T like Thomas, E, phytate. Phytate, phytates are present in rice, they're present in nuts, phytates are present in spinach. Phytates are more present than you might think, and the thing about phytates is there's nothing detrimental about a phytate, except when you eat a phytate, it disallows or it interferes with the absorption of minerals into the body, specifically minerals, not vitamins, not amino acids, not essential fatty acids, but minerals. So, you have a mineral deficiency here, and the game is afoot. And so we're attempting to put minerals back inside the body in kind of a big-time fashion. Ironically, if you're swallowing the mineral supplements with a meal that has phytates in it, you're going to be not absorbing, we don't know how much, but it's going to interfere with the mineral absorption. So you might just want to dial that in as an extra precaution. And what about pop or soda? Do you drink any carbonated beverages or soda pop?
Nope, never.
Okay, good girl. So, the phosphoric acid in soda pop contributes to bone loss. So after you increase the glucogel, take a little selenium and increase the calcium to twice a day. After you've been doing that for about 2 weeks in an increased fashion, what's your blood type, by the way, Suzanne?
O positive.
Excellent. So after you've been doing the increased dosage for a couple of weeks, then I want you to start lifting weights. I want you to go somewhere and have somebody show you exercises that you can do with weightlifting. Is that something that you've ever done in the past?
I've been doing that since I was 18 years old.
All right, and it's weightlifting specifically?
Yeah, that's all I do. I don't do any kind of aerobic activity. I just walk and lift weights.
Okay, great. Because here's the deal. Even if you're, a healthy 30-year-old strapping American male or female, and they shoot you up into space, and you're hanging out in zero gravity for a couple of weeks, when you come back to Earth, you have osteoporosis. Because when you walk around, your gravity on the Earth, when you walk around on the Earth, gravity puts stress on your bones, and the stress of just gravity on your bones sends a message to your brain to give your bone more minerals. So weightlifting, specifically, sends a message to your brain to lay down more nutrients in your bones. So, there's only two reasons, Suzanne, that medical nutrition doesn't work. Either you're not taking enough or your body's not absorbing enough. So make sure you're gluten-free, right? Gluten-free. Make sure you're avoiding the 10 bad foods. I'll give you a pass on the oil issue for a couple of months. All right. Make sure you're avoiding phytates. Increase the calcium dose. Increase the glucogel dose. Take a little bit of selenium every day. And then after you've got that dialed in, go back to the weightlifting, because that's really going to help to strengthen up your bones from the inside out. And don't worry about the DEXA stuff for another year. Just go about your business. Live your life up the ante with the nutritional supplements. And by the way, how do you feel? Do you feel pretty good?
Yeah, I feel good. I just don't want to break anything.
Yeah, all right. So, it's good that you're keeping track of this with the DEXA scan, but don't do another one for a year. Just up the ante, clean your diet up a little bit more, and keep your fingers crossed. We're all out of time, regretfully. Thanks so much for the call. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. It's Wonderful Weight Loss Week. I'll see you tomorrow.